Welcome everybody, it's Telman. In this video we are going to be looking at Cipher from all the way back inside Gorod Krovi, which is pretty much a year old Cipher by now. And because earlier today I was just going through all the ciphers and radio messages from Black Ops 3 because that's what I do with my free time, and this one caught my eye because I started looking back to the Cipher and thinking about my explanation to it and a lot of people's explanation to the Cipher, and I realized there's not only that explanation to it, but there's so much more to this Cipher, especially now that we have knowledge of the timeline. And of course, let me actually read off the Cipher for you guys and explain everything that I mean by this, and of course explain even further after that. So anyways, the Cipher reads, finally the lab is almost complete. Security measures have been put in place, so the chance of detection by the Americans is very unlikely. We also have several agents embedded within the staff as insurance. We will keep the individuals in stasis, on ice to speak, and continue the specimen rotation once we're finished, drawing more power from the drill. Oh, I almost forgot. The sequence for the current blood samples is as follows: SSMJABR. So how we originally related this Cipher to Nuketown is because we heard the mention of a drill, and the only other place inside the zombie storyline that we ever heard of a drill was from the Nuketown loading screens, both the older one and the newer one. That's the only place we ever heard of it. Also, we hear that it was located somewhere in America. Well, at least we assume that it's located somewhere in America because it says chance of detection by the Americans is very unlikely, and we also have always assumed that the drill has been located in America because we did see the drill on the Nuketown loading screens, which is also located in America, so we've always assume this, and it seemed to fit the bill perfectly, and I still think it does. But the thing is, we hear so many other things in the Cipher besides that. We hear several agents have been embedded within the staff as insurance. We will keep the individuals on stasis, and the sequence for the current blood samples is as follows: SSMJABR. Of course, if you guys remember back to the Cipher when it was originally solved, we actually relayed this to the initials of all the Transit or Victus crew characters. This is all their initials, so we kind of all knew that, but of course we had nowhere to connect it through. But especially the lab was something that really confused me, that it's a lab located in America that is unknown to the Americans, because we do know multiple labs located in America, but the Americans are the ones running them, except for one, and this one is very interesting. We've only recently learned about this laboratory hidden somewhere within America that America's not aware of, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about yet, let me read you guys off a part of the timeline. April 16th, 1940, Richtofen arrives in Dimension 63, where he contacts members of the Illuminati and enlists their help to build the laboratory facility beneath Alcatraz. Oh wait, a laboratory being built by the Illuminati, who will keep their existence hidden from everybody, including America, is building a facility beneath Alcatraz located in America. Excuse me, wait, what's happening here? And also, we hear about several agents have been embedded within the staff as insurance. Let me read this thing off from the timeline. April 18th, 1940, Richtofen meets with Stanley Ferguson and convinces him to assist with the Illuminati's construction of the Alcatraz laboratory. Okay, there's another connection right there. And this one is even more interesting, and I'll try and connect two different ones, and I won't read the second excerpt or whatever it is completely, and of course you guys will know when I do that. But first off, let me read this first one. July 3rd, 1941, Stanley Ferguson reports that the laboratory has been complete and that the subjects will be placed in the stasis chamber upon arrival. And then the next one, of course I'm skipping the first half of this because it's kind of unrelated, but anyways, what it says is July 4th, 1941, after delivering blood to his younger self and recovering the blood valves belonging to Victus, he returns and Victus is placed on ice and is kept safe until they are needed again. Okay, that is very, very interesting. So this lab that's talking about in the Cipher, it would be perfectly understandable and acceptable that it would be the Alcatraz laboratory. This could be what they're talking about. It's just so interesting to see this because it does make sense that this would be the Alcatraz laboratory, because like I said, the only lab we've ever heard of that's inside America without the Americans knowing of is Alcatraz, because the Illuminati kept it a secret from them. And it also has several agents embedded in the staff as insurance. We have a guard, Stanley Ferguson, helping the Illuminati. We have current blood samples of the Victus crew. Wait, we have blood samples of the Victus crew right here inside the laboratory, inside the Alcatraz laboratory. It just makes so much sense to me that this would be where it's located. And this may even give us a location to the drill in the first place, because we do know that there's a Nuketown drill, and it could be located somewhere near Alcatraz, because we we do know that this lab is most likely the Alcatraz laboratory and that they need to draw more power from the drill. It would make sense, at least to me. There's just so many things that just seem like they connect perfectly. But there is one thing that people may point out, and it has to do with the newest Nuketown loading screen. Because on the newest one, we see an out-zoom version of the guy who's sitting there, and it says Schutzker. And of course, Schutzker is a 935 member. But the thing is, we don't know if this guy is actually a part of only Group 935, because if you remember, Richtofen was also a Group 935 member and an Illuminati member. So what if Schutzker is exactly like him? It would make so much sense. It just seems like it would make so much sense. Of course, that is a problem with a huge assumption, but still, the rest of it makes so much sense. Richtofen building a laboratory under Alcatraz, a laboratory, the only laboratory that's in America that is hidden from the Americans, has several agents embedded with the staff. We have Stanley Ferguson working with the Illuminati. We have blood vials from the Victus crew. It just makes so much sense. I have no idea. This just relates so perfectly. It just has to be the Alcatraz laboratory, if you ask me. But of course, where the drill exactly is, I'm not entirely sure. It could be just somewhere near it or somewhere actually inside Alcatraz. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Tell me what you guys think about this theory. Is there any problems with this theory? Is there anything at all that you guys would like to add to this theory or disagree with this theory? Anything like that, go ahead and leave them all down in the comments. But anyways, that's about it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and thumbs up. If you guys want to stay tuned for content similar to this, go ahead and subscribe. But I'm going to go, and I will catch you guys on my next video.